hello. Welcome back to another YouTube and Facebook Live. I am so excited to have Kateria Knows here. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, let me just introduce you really quick. So Kateria is a Arizona resident. I met her in California. Wow, was that 3-4 years ago? Mother of two. And she is an astrologer, an amazing astrologer. I saw a post that she posted about this full moon energy and the seductive energy, and I had to get her on. Had to get her on. So she's been a student of astrology for over 23 years, and she's been in the professional world of astrology for 10 years now. And so she's done a lot of self-study, but she's also been to the Academy of Cosmo Physics, a school of astrology, and she studied under Ra, the Cosmophysician, founder of
Yeah.
Cosmophysician. Let me try
Yeah.
the message. And she primarily uses the tropical zodiac as well as the sidereal charts. So welcome. I'm so excited to have you on here because
I'm so excited to be here.
yes, this full moon has just been like interesting. It's been like in my face. Like, listen, this full moon is like going deep, right? Into the things that need to be released. Yes, I want to have you talk about this because you're an astrologer and I want to know what's happening. But let me just say hi real quick to Samara K. Peace and love. And she's
Hey,
one of
sis.
you. So anyone else that's coming on, please say hello. Let us know you're here, and we can give you some love. All right, yeah. So tell us about this full moon energy and what's going on, and what your thoughts are.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are experiencing the full moon in the sign of Scorpio, as we do once a year, every single year around this time of the year. And the full moons, they represent culminations, they represent celebrations, things coming to an end, they represent a releasing of some sort. And like I mentioned, a celebration of that energy as well. Now, when it comes to the astrological transits, they are neutral in their nature, but it all depends upon the individual of what they are experiencing and where the moon is, or the astrological transit, no matter what it is falling in their chart, in the relationship that the moon is making to the different planets within their personal natal chart. Now, when it comes to this particular full moon in Scorpio, there's so much going on with it. In order to really understand it, you have to understand the nature of Scorpio as well as the nature of the season that we are in, which is Taurus. So the full moons, they come about to tell us that this particular energy is no more. We are now exalting the season that we are in. So the season is indicative of wherever the sun is. So the sun right now is in the sign of Taurus. And so that Scorpio energy is being brought to a highlight, brought to a level of a celebration, but to wither and to kind of fall away and to go away and be put to the back burner as we celebrate that Taurus energy more. So when it comes to having the full moon in the sign of Scorpio, this is going to bring up matters in regards to sex, as well as in regards to death, rebirth, transformation, things on a deep psychological level. It's going to bring up your credit, your debt, issues in regards to jealousy, and all of these things, especially when it comes to other people's resources, other people's energies. All of these things come to a fore. Now, when it comes to the sexual aspect of this moon, understand that Scorpio itself rules sex, but Taurus rules sensuality.
Ooh, I'm learning. This is awesome, man.
Yes. So Taurus rules the sensual pleasures and rules massage and touch, your taste and smell. But Taurus also rules the higher quality. It's more of the upper chakras, the throat chakra, and being in alignment and integrity with your moral code and character when it comes to your sexual acts and things of the sort. So when we have the full moon in Scorpio, and I'm just so happy to know this stuff. Because understand this, Scorpio rules power. It's the most powerful sign of the zodiac. And when we are giving our sexual energy away frivolously, we are deplenishing our own power. And so yeah. And so this moon, it comes to judge us in how we've been distributing and displaying our sexuality in healthy ways or in unhealthy ways. And it calls for us to reconsider and reconfigure what we are doing. And for some people, it's going to make them discontinue certain sexual acts and to get more in line with their higher chakra selves and more in tune to their own body rather than connecting so much with the energy of another person. Now, for other people, this is going to be a very erotic moon, activating their libido, igniting that fire within them. And it really plays upon the power dynamics of the self. If you have been being frivolous with your sexual energy and things of the sort, this will be a time where you feel either drained or you are in a deficit when it comes to your power and your capabilities of your magnetism. This is going to be a time where you feel betrayed, where you feel lost, where you feel like you're dealing with an incubus or a succubus energy upon your spirit, upon your energy, and you're dealing with lessons in regards to sex. And if, on the flip side, it's time to express yourself and celebrate that energy and to even celebrate if you have been demonstrating your sexual energy from the higher senses. This is a time where you will feel more empowered. You will feel alive and invigorated, and you will feel like anything that you turn to gold. Like, I have so much power in my ability. I can do sex magic and I can make this happen. I can make that happen. And so for some people, this is going to be a very magnetic time for them because the moon itself is a magnet. Now, Scorpio in sexual energy is the ultimate magnetic energy. So this is like that ultimate divine feminine magnetic energy on high, So this full moon, it shows us where we need to conserve our sexual energy, where we need to place it in healthy ways, if we need to put it on the back burner, if we need to get in alignment with ourselves, or if it's time to celebrate that. Some people have been in these relationships and they've just been getting to know someone and they have not explored sex. And this is that time, like, what? I know that you love me. I know that you honor me, you cherish me, you appreciate me. I'm ready to give of my deepest self to you at this time. And so this could be a time of a deep emergence, between two people that are mingling with each other. But this is all about being very sensual within doing so, not just fucking, not just getting to it. This is about exploring and honoring the other person. Now, if people are in relationships where they're not fully being honored and respected and appreciated, or they're not fully honoring, respecting, and appreciating the other person, this is a time where they can feel drained, they can feel tired, they can feel lost, they can feel confused. And this will be a time where they would be called to, to rescind on that. And but yeah, it's so beautiful.
Yeah. And so let me ask you, is there anything that you can recommend for that? Like, if this person has to go in and rescind, if they're feeling drained, they're feeling like the energy is sucked. What would you recommend?
So, I would recommend just pulling one's energy back and diving into the more Taurian-like qualities. So Taurus is like tapping into your, like, giving yourself massage, right? Touching your own body, tapping yourself, doing the taps, getting massages to release any energy that's in your body, getting grounded, planting your feet onto the soil, touching the trees, getting more in tune with the present moment. This particular time, it could make people want to get, what would you say, to start utilizing manipulative tactics to kind of bring energy in. Sometimes this will be a time where people are like, oh, well, he's not paying attention to me. Let me, do some sex magic, or let me do a love spell. And this is not the time to do that. This is actually not the time to do that. This is the time to get more in tune with your own self and look at your own self and see why you feel that you need to extract the energy and the power of another person, and why you need to rely on your own energy and your own power. So I recommend, if people are feeling like that, I recommend, if people are feeling like that, to allow themselves to take a bath, a healing bath, to release all sexual ties, and go into a mode of purification. Taurus is definitely one of the signs of purity, one of the signs of demonstrating oneself in a higher quality and not in the lower chakras. Sex is a part of the lower energies, as part of one of the lower lights. And it can be, heightened and things of the sort, but it's about having energy of another person rather than being in alignment with your own energy, your own God source. So you would want to tap into your own God source, own God energy, and detach from others. So if you are going to do rituals, you will do rituals to burn away certain energies, and you will do purification water rituals, washing from the top of your head down to the bottom of your feet, cleansing out your home, throwing different articles away, going into modes of prayer, wearing brighter color clothing, not wearing red and not wearing black, wearing more green, whites, lavenders, brighter colors, connecting with the plants and the animals, making home cooked soups and things of the sort, and home cooked meals rather than eating food from other people. Like, this is a time to cook and prepare your own food, because it's all about getting in tune with your own senses and your own energy and your own power. Not in detaching from anything, any thought, any person, any energies that have a hold or have a control over you.
Beautiful. It's so interesting, because I was walking today. I was supposed to go to lunch with a friend, and then we were both kind of like, no, we're tired. So I made soup. So I made a soup, but then I went out to go buy something. And, so if you guys don't know, I live in Brazil. And in Brazil, they always have these herb ladies, right? That's selling these herbs so you can do cleanses and baths and things like that. And I was like, I think I need to do a bath. So I stopped and I started talking to the lady, and, I was asking her, but because I was going to buy some stuff, I wanted to get the herbs later because it was fresh and I didn't want it to kind of like, get damaged or wilt or anything. Right. And so it was so interesting how my intuition, my instincts was like, okay, do a bath. This is a good time to do that. Right. And then this wasn't my instincts, but I made soup. And it was just, when you said this is a good time to make soup, I was like, wow, I did that today.
Yes. Wow. So you're totally in alignment with the higher notion of this. I actually want to speak on something in regards to this too. Last year, I connected with a young gentleman who's amazing. He's so talented. He's so intelligent and just all around delicious too. But within that connection, I felt as though I gave of myself in a way that I shouldn't have, in a way that he didn't deserve it and he didn't earn it. And I ended up feeling depleted and weakened in my energy. I felt drained. I felt like my power in all of who I am was now in the hands of this person. And so I was at a power deficit. But recently, the universe, I've been celibate for over a year now. And recently, the universe sent me a test who I was thinking like, oh, this person, I've been knowing them for years and he's amazing. And we've been talking since 2017. I've been knowing him since 2016 and I trust him. And, I feel good right now. I feel good in my body. I could express myself with this man, but I remembered the situation where I socked myself in the face from the situation from the guy. I've never been dick whipped before, and I wasn't dick whipped, but my energy was just so poured into this guy. And so I was so upset. I was like, I cursed myself out in the mirror. I was like, you better not ever fucking do this shit again. Do you understand me? You got me fucked up. I should not be thinking about this guy in this way. I have other things to do. I was so obsessed and I was pissed off. And so when the other guy came, oh my God, I was so ready. You know, she was ready. She was with it. I was like, there is nothing holding us back. He's not in a relationship. I'm not in a relationship. We've been talking for some time. He's just poured out all his love and adoration for me and how much he cares about me. And oh, his body is so nice. He's all into fitness and health, and he's vegan, and he's black and delicious. And there's no reason I shouldn't. But I remembered that situation, and oh my gosh, he did all kind of wonderful things to me too.
That temptation.
Yes, the temptation was real, and it was stalking me. So, but I stood my ground and I said, no, I don't want to do this. And he was like, it's completely up to you. And I'm so happy that you have more willpower than I do. And I'm like, I don't, but I have to, because I will beat myself up. The only way that we can do this is you promise that you'll snap my neck right after. He was like, I wouldn't. And so we didn't. And now with the full moon coming, this full moon in Scorpio, I feel invigorated. I feel enlivened. I feel like I got my power back from the person that took so much power from me. I'm not obsessed anymore. I don't have those codependent thoughts. I feel in alignment and integrity with my soul, my light, and my energy. I feel valued and valuable to both of those guys too. And that's what this full moon energy does. It does those things. It's very beautiful and empowering. But I feel like I can live, and this is what it does. It teaches you how to live in your sexual energy and your sexual power without dispersing it, giving it away, or without having to suck the energy from another person.
Right. And and that's a challenge. It's difficult because I think sometimes,
to say the least,
right? To say the least, because when you're hurting or when you're going through these, these tests, right? It's like, okay, I need strength. God, Goddess, universe, whoever you pray to is like, come here and help.
Save me now. Knock him out. Throw a brick at his head. Get him off of me.
Right.
Let me tell you, I've been a sex addict. And I tell people, I got mileage, and I say I got mileage like a 1985 Fleetwood Brougham Cadillac. And that's one of my greatest skill sets. And I can't express it until the time is right. And it's the funnest, it's the best activity known to mankind. It's the greatest activity on earth.
It really is. And it's so funny because I relate to you when I hear your story. Okay, you hear me? Oh, just in case, it seems like it's breaking up a little bit. Just in case I fall cut off, they're gonna still hear you, so you can just keep talking and I'll come back on. But I was relating to your story. There's been times when I've had to tell myself off, and I'm like, Renee, get yourself together. I'm like talking. And this is what actually got me into the work of Tantra, because I used sex a lot to try to fulfill something, like something that was missing. And every time I would feel empty, but then I would try. And I realized it was me trying to have a connection, trying to feel loved. And so I got a lot of mileage too. And it's funny because people think now, because I work with Tantra, I'm getting a whole lot of sex. I'm like, I'm getting a whole lot less than what I was getting before. And that's the thing. I'm open. I don't judge. People can do whatever they want. I've been there. I've done that.
Yeah.
So, I feel like if you want to have sex, go have sex, enjoy. But like you were saying, I definitely feel like our sexual energy is sacred. And when we're having sex with someone, we're taking on their energy and we're giving them our energy as well. So it's something that we definitely have to be conscious of. Is this an energy that we want in? And there are people who are vampires, like, that suck your energy, literally. And you come out and you feel drained, and so there's all of these different things. So, I like what you were saying earlier about using this time cleanse ourselves, focus on us. If, you know, we're having these difficulties, we're going through these processes, instead of trying to do sex magic, trying to think about the other person and pull them in. Focus. We got to go within. And this is how transformation happens. Looking at, okay, what could have been done differently in this situation? What did I learn from this situation? Now, how will I implement what I'm learning, what I see that can be done differently? And these are some important things, you know? So
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So what do you think about masturbation, like during this time, you know? So we got the Taurus sensual energy, the Scorpio sexual energy. What do you think about masturbating during this time?
It depends. I can't give too much general advice, because some people should masturbate and some people shouldn't.
Okay.
You know, I know that there are times that I should be masturbating and sometimes I shouldn't. Like if you're single and you know you're just gonna be single, you should masturbate just to kind of ease yourself. You don't want to torture yourself. You don't have to just shut that stuff, that energy off and shut it down, because then you'll repress it and then you'll end up going all out with it. But if you are in a divine union and you and the person are just getting to know each other, I would recommend that people don't masturbate during that time, because sometimes masturbation could create a numbing effect where you're desensitized to certain things. Like, I know me, I didn't care so much for, I didn't care that much for what is it called? Oral sex from a man, because I was so desensitized in that area, because I masturbate. I mean, I don't have sex almost never. I barely get a chance to have sex. So I'm always masturbating. But when I, stop for a couple of months before I am going to connect with a person, but I just take sex very seriously. So if I'm connecting with a person, I see that we're really getting to know each other and this is going to become something serious, then I won't masturbate. I will, reserve my sexual energy and bring it to my higher chakras for clarity of why this is here. You could utilize the sexual energy for higher purposes. But if you're like me and you are single upon single upon single upon single, got nobody, get it in with yourself.
So I want to say, those of you who are watching, message Kateria so you can get a reading and know whether you should be masturbating or not. Not only that, but I can't wait. I'm getting my astrological reading done on Monday with her. So I can't wait. But, from the things that I've seen, from knowing you, when we met, when I was in California, like, I've only heard great things. I loved your energy. I don't know why it took this long. I think this full moon energy was like, okay, Renee, you've done a lot. You've done a lot of work. You've gotten to a certain place, but right now is your chance to go even further. And I saw a post you did, and I was like, okay, I got to get her on here. Then when we were talking, it was just like, you need to get a reading done. And it was like, okay, I'm listening. So, put your information in the chat, and then I'll put it on here so people can contact you. But your website or anything. But on IG is Kateria Knows. So
yes.
We're gonna keep talking, but just for those who are coming on right now, tell us a little bit about your services and what you do, and then we'll go right back in. And real quick, those of you who are new to this channel, subscribe if you're enjoying this. If you're enjoying this, share this with your friends, with your family, someone who you think would benefit from this. And don't forget to hit the notification bell as well, so you can receive messages on my upcoming YouTube lives. Okay, so tell us a little bit about what you do. And this is her website.
Yes, absolutely. So when it comes to what I do, I'm an astrologer. I've been studying astrology for over 23 years. Oh, sis, you had said Arizona. I'm in Nevada.
Nevada. Oh, sorry.
I love Arizona, and I think about moving there too. But
that might be a premonition.
Yeah, I love Arizona. Always have. So Nevertheless, though, I'm an astrologer. I do astrological consultations. I teach astrology right now. I do have an astrology program where you can learn astrology in one day if you really want to. I'm telling people you can learn astrology in 3 days. It's a very comprehensive program, and it's fun, it's artsy, and you have like quizzes at the end of each module, fun quizzes just to test your knowledge. And it also comes with a free ebook. So I do that, and I'm also selling my ebook, and it's going to be printable too. It's going to be printed out where people will be able to purchase it, and it's a workbook, so you can really learn astrology. I'm really big on teaching people astrology. I like to even do readings for people that know a bit about astrology, just so I can kind of fill in certain areas that they may not know. I also do astrological coaching for people who really want to take their astrology understanding to the next level, one-on-one coaching. And if people are able to find out all of that information on my website, astrologicschool.com, that you have posted here. And you can find me on Instagram, Kateria Knows. You can find me on Facebook, Kateria Knows. Soon you'll be able to find me really doing my thing on TikTok. I haven't really been doing much there, but I'm on there, Kateria Knows. And I love this science, because I had a very tumultuous, traumatic life, and this full moon in Scorpio brings up those traumas so that we can heal and restore. And with me having such a tumultuous childhood and just life in general, I started studying astrology when I was 11 years old, and I saw that with me knowing different things astrologically, I've been able to restore myself. I've been able to heal, and I've been able to create a paradise off of astrology. So y'all thought I was into astrology last year. Y'all have not a clue how deep I'm into it this year. And it's just going to keep growing. It's amazing. It's phenomenal.
Yes. So girl, you might have me going into your school too. I love when we were talking and you were just saying how much it changed your life, and where it took you from California to now Nevada, so yeah.
It changed my life. It changed my life. It's allowed me to live free. It's allowed me to live free. And I've done 2.5 years in jail for something I didn't do. I've been bit in the face by a dog. My mom jumped from a 4-story building attempting suicide. I've been raped several times. I've been abused. I've attempted suicide twice. I've been through a lot of things in my life. I've been broke, like super just broke, like without $1. There was one time I couldn't afford to buy toothpaste or soap for my daughter and myself, and my sister had to give me $20 in order for me to do that. And but the more that I got into astrology and took it seriously, I've been able, and I started to take it more seriously when I was doing readings for clients, and they're coming back with all these manifestations and, oh yeah, I'm doing this now, and you predicted this, and I did what you told me to do, and now that I'm like, I need to start telling myself something.
Right.
I mean, my life just boom, 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 and it's every day is a wonder. I go to sleep like this. I literally
nice.
I'm super excited about life.
And that's so beautiful. So beautiful that, this gift of astrology could heal you, could actually save your life, wow.
I mean, because everything is under astrology when it comes to your physical health, when it comes to your sexuality, your friends, your enemies, your own blockages, your own negative character traits and sense of self-sabotage, your career, your life purpose. There's nothing that is not written there. You just have to know how to navigate it and read it correctly.
Right.
It takes time to do so. But if you have a skilled astrologer mentor and things of the sort, they can really show you, navigate you, and show you the way. But it's amazing. There's nothing that it doesn't cover.
Right.
Astrology is the story of the heavens' influence upon the earth. When you align with the stars, you live a life of a heavenly existence. I mean, it's common sense.
Right. So we have a question here. So anyone who have questions, feel free to ask. But we also have a comment. Let's get Jennifer's comment first, and then there's a person on Facebook who had a question. But Jennifer says Taurus moon and rising with a Scorpio and 6th house stellium, and this full moon is in that house. I've been feeling motivated to start my ventures, and I really see my power now. Awesome. And
Excellent.
then she says, I finally feel free from past abusive relationships after years of celibacy and healing.
Wow.
Call
Look
my
at that.
power back.
Look at that. Yes.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
Beautiful.
confirming the moon.
Yes, yes. And then there's a question, what are the fundamentals, astrology, I guess, of astrology?
So the fundamentals are the basics of astrology. And I need people to know that the fundamentals of astrology really make up everything that astrology is. Anything after that is just, developmental energy of those. But the fundamentals of astrology would be knowing all 12 signs of the zodiac, would be knowing how the houses work, the planets, the aspects in astrology, knowing the elements and like the exaltations and the qualities of astrology, like cardinal signs, mutable signs, and fixed signs and things of the sort, which are the qualities, and the exaltations, knowing that the sun is exalted in the sign of Aries and things of the sort. Like when you really get yourself well equipped with understanding the fundamentals, you can really take it anywhere to understanding relationship astrology, understanding health and astrology, astrocartography, which is locational astrology, and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Now, is it easy to use the astrology on yourself, or do you feel like, because just like therapy, like I'm a therapist, I'm a Tantra therapist, it's so much harder to do it on myself. But I know astrology is different. But do you feel like sometimes when you're doing it on yourself, that maybe because you're emotionally involved, that it makes it more of a challenge?
Yeah, you could deal with certain blockages. And so sometimes I do get astrology readings from other astrologers just so that they can read it from a different perspective, because my mind is going to delineate what my mind states. And I tell my clients to get readings from different astrologers. Don't just come to me. I'm going to be able to tell you some really deep stuff. And I do consider myself the best astrologer out there. But another astrologer is going to focus on other things. So, getting different points of views, like with one aspect, say you have the moon in Taurus in the second house, there is going to be a million different delineations, not a million, but at least 500 different delineations from that moon. I'm going to tell you that you got to be mindful of being an emotional eater, and it's important for you to have comforts and things of the sort, but another astrologer may pick up on the fact that you're working very hard to live a lavish lifestyle and have this big, luxurious home. And those still fall under that same aspect. So, yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, that did. Thank you. So, yeah, that's really good. Let's see. Going back to the Taurus, I never knew Taurus was sensual, had a lot of sensual energy. I knew about Scorpio. What about Virgo? What do you think about Virgos? Virgo energy, is that also? I'm a Virgo, so I'm asking.
Yeah, well, Virgo is an earth sign, so the earth signs definitely deal with the physical body. And so there is that the physical body is dealing with sex and things. Sometimes Virgos can be quite prude in their energy. I wonder what your rising sign is. I feel like your rising sign may be Scorpio, or I felt like your rising sign is also Sagittarius. I don't know. But also Virgos can be very passionate when it comes to sex. And, they have Aries there. They could be initiators, but I do know Virgos who don't really have sex with others, but they're really big on masturbation and they're really in tune with themselves on a sexual level. And sometimes they could be that lady that's the lady in the streets and the freak in the sheets type of an energy too, but sometimes Virgos too, since it's a mutable sign, they could take on energy from other people a lot. So if they dealt with a person that was very sexual, that could have ignited their sensuality and sexuality. Or if they were abused by someone, that could ignite their sex and things of the sort as well. So you really have to know the dynamics that you're dealing with when it comes to the mutable signs and what has created them to be how they are, because the mutable signs, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces and Gemini, they take on a lot of energy from other people, and then they formulate an identity with all of those energies that they have gathered from others.
Oh, so interesting. So Cold Crunch says, yes, we are girl heart Taurus. And Pamela Edwards asks, I have been celibate for 2 years. Recently, I met a younger man who is a Taurus, and I'm a Scorpio. He told me that he is very attracted to me. Do you feel like these two signs are a good match?
They are marriage signs. They are very great matches. Yet and nevertheless, when it comes to you connecting with a younger Taurus male, it is important that you, and this is for always and forever, it's important to just honor yourself and be respectable with yourself, despite how a person is making you feel, what they're saying to you and all of that. I know that in this time that we're in, there's such this free sex movement, but it is actually very toxic because you're merging with people energetically. You don't know what they have going on. I remember I had connected with a man a couple of years ago, and we didn't even have sex, but we had sex the year prior, but when we started to try to cultivate a relationship, I wasn't having sex with him, and he was dealing with custody battle issues, and I started to deal with custody battle issues. And I'm like, my children's father's name, he didn't even sign the birth certificate. What? I was literally going to court fighting him, and I didn't even need to, you know. But yeah, you do want to be mindful of giving yourself too quickly to a person. And, you know, especially men are very driven, and they're hunters. And they appreciate the things that they have to work for. If they're getting that, you know, the saying goes, if you have the cow, if you get milk for free, why buy the cow? You know, like it's pointless. So especially when it comes to Taurus men, and men don't even know that they test us that way, but it's a primal thing for a man to test the woman to see if she's going to give her sex, her deepest value to him on a worthless level.
Yes.
They think, oh, you know what? It's cool if you want to just have fun. I love a woman that is in tune with her sensuality and her sex, and she knows what she wants. But still, that hunter is like, yeah, well, I conquered that. So boom.
Right. And I want to say, you know, Pamela, and then we have Michelle also asking the question. You know, I think also Kateria is, you know, she's giving you some feedback, but honestly, I think she has to, if she can do an astrology reading for you, then it could be even more on point, because she'll have all of your details, all of your information, and it's not just generic, right? Well, I don't know if generic is the word. Like,
no, that's the perfect word, general, you know, and
general.
That's so true. But what I wanted to say to Pamela, when it comes to the Taurus and Scorpio polarity, that having value for each other is so important. This relationship, there could be some power struggles and control, some possessiveness, but you understand that Taurus and Scorpio are inner reflections of one another. This guy can reflect your light to you as well as your darkness, and can really pull upon those deep desires that you've always wanted. But this could be your husband, because this is a marriage. Yes, this is a marriage dynamic. So you really want to play your cards right and make sure you are treating him with the utmost respect and value, and vice versa.
Yes. And you do compatibility readings too.
I do everything when it comes to astrology. I don't believe there's anything that I don't do.
Okay, awesome. So Michelle is giving exact dates. Michelle says, hello, ladies. So I did say if you have questions, huh?
Right.
She said, hello, ladies, I'm a Libra and my love is a Virgo. What do you think about that connection? October 5th and August 30th.
That relationship could be... Oh, you're welcome, Pamela. That Virgo Libra relationship could be very beautiful. It is what Jada and Will experience in their relationship. She's a Virgo, he's a Libra. So there can be that fantasy like part of it. There's definitely a soulmate and a what is that called, like a twin flame type of a dynamic. But there also could be those trust issues that come up with that type of a relationship. There could be that issue of lying and misleading, misguiding. There could be that addictive type of an energy, and it could feel like a fantasy, or it can be an actual fantasy and something that is absolutely not real. When it comes to that, there could be some power dynamics, you know, one person being very valued in the relationship and the other one being like a servant or a slave to the relationship, or a leech in the relationship. So you just have to know the other elements of the chart. And like you were saying, you would want to get a reading with me, because I am only able to give generic, you know, general information, rather than going in depth and looking at things on a much personal, exact level to see what is going on, because he can have Venus in Libra, or, you know, you guys can have matching rising signs or complementary rising signs, where that Venus, that sun to sun energy will become more harmonious.
Yeah. And I think, and that's important, because a lot of people, and that's why I wanted to bring that up, because a lot of people will look, you know, the astrology or the horoscope, or just do love compatibility and just have the sun sign. Right. But there's so many other influences. What house is your moon? Yeah. Where's your Venus? I mean, you know, sixth house, what is what? I don't know all of this stuff, but I know there's so many other layers and levels to this.
There absolutely are. And I'm going to just tell you guys right now, the sun is beautiful when it comes to compatibility. The moon is even that much more important.
The moon is even more important
when it comes to compatibility. Yes. Because the moon is who you live with. It's your emotions. It's how you feel nurtured and comforted and consoled. But there are 5 major factors that you would want to look in a chart to determine whether you and a person are compatible. Like I was talking to the guy that I told you guys about, and he and I are extremely compatible. The issue is our moon, and that's why we are not together. He has the moon in Sag. I got the moon in Pisces. We live in different places. He likes to be all over the place. I'm a homebody. I'm more emotional. He's more intellectual, and that's I can't beat with that.
Right. Oh, did you freeze? Okay, you're back. No. Yes. That's awesome. Let's see. Pamela said something else. Kateria, I listened to you on YouTube about the challenges in this season, and I kept that in mind. And a few days later, I found out he had a lot of other things going on, despite him saying what a private person he is. Thank you.
Wow. You're welcome. Wow. That was Pamela?
Yes.
Wow. With the Taurus. Yeah. They could, they definitely can on the lower nature of Taurus, they could be very heinous and very greedy and selfish and very focused on just pleasing their own sensual pleasures. And they could be manipulators, especially in relationships. That's on the low nature though.
Awesome. And let's see, young goddess Solma. Yes, sis is highly skilled, talented, and wise when it comes to astrology. Yes, she is. This is why she's on here. I only have the best on my show. I only have the best. But it's for real, for real. I don't just get anybody. So I want to say thank you to those who are coming on. Say hello if you have a question. Ask. Now is your chance. Also, if you have any questions about sexuality during this full moon, sensuality, like anything, if there's any blockages that you're experiencing in the sexual energy, ask away.
Let's see. I'm so happy you said that. This is definitely a time to release certain sexual blockages, but also see if your sensuality and your sexuality is creating manifestation blocks in your life. If you're having sex with someone and they are in a relationship with someone else, that could be a manifestation block. If you're having sex with a relationship where they're not really respecting or honoring you, what are you doing when you do that? Let's talk about that. So as human beings, we are electromagnetic. Everything that we do, we magnetize our realities to us. We're telling the universe who we are, and the universe responds to that. So if you're having sex with a person that doesn't really honor and respect you, you're telling the universe, I don't matter. I'm I'm not a respectable person. I'm worthless. And so the universe will
Mm-hmm.
begin to erode some of those manifestations that you have, or you will start to deal with manifestation blockages. So you have to be really mindful of your energy, how you're expressing it, and what you're doing with it, because you could be setting up manifestation blocks. Sometimes people try to do sex magic. They got the homie or somebody and they're going to go and do some sex magic, but you don't know that you have some karmic debt, or this person has some karmic debt that they need to clear out first before they actually manifest this thing that you guys are working on. Say you're manifest a home, but this man abandoned his wife and children.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
You think that the universe is going to honor that? No.
Right. Girl, I love it. You're passionate about this. And that's so funny because I had someone on here a while back and we were talking about this, and she was saying that, she was doing a sex magic, and she actually went to do sex magic with a man that she had never met before, just kind of set up. So when you said this, it just made me think about that. And I'm like, wow, because she doesn't know anything about him. Right?
You got to know the tools that you're utilizing when it comes to the magic.
Yes, so true.
I mean, in Scorpio rules magic, it rules ritual, it rules the occult, it rules esoteric thing. So I feel that people are doing this popcorn magic stuff. Just kind of like doing, they read something online and they're going with it, and they're coming into the free sex movement. I'm like, y'all have no idea what you're doing.
Right.
And that's totally about that, because I have my South Node in the 8th house, which is the house of Scorpio, which is the house of sex. I am a sex goddess and I'm a sex therapist. I know all the ins and outs of sex and I am extremely talented there. But I also know the spiritual attributes and energies in regards to sex and how it could be a very beautiful, magnetic, and powerful thing. But guess what? Scorpio also rules sabotage. Okay, so that means sexual energy can actually be sabotaging. Now, another thing, Scorpio rules privacy, okay, on its higher notion. It rules privacy and it rules sacredness, okay, and Taurus rules sacredness as well. Taurus, Scorpio, about being sacred. Your sexuality is supposed to be private. It's supposed to be sacred.
Right. Wow. Ooh, you spent some gems. I could just listening to you and watching you. I'm like, she knows her shit. Like, you can't doubt that. Like, your shit. And I love your confidence. I love how you're expressing. Like, wow, it was really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we're getting some. Honey says, this is good. It really is. It really is. Thank you. So let's see. Hello, Phil. Thanks for coming on. And honey, I logged them right on time. Yes, always on time. Let's see who else. Jennifer says, I'm a Libra with a Virgo Venus. I've had bad experiences with Virgo men. Obsessive, emotionally unavailable, controlling, but very much needed for me to trigger my shadow work. Okay.
Wow. Yep. That's definitely that dynamic that I was speaking about. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And know that fuck boys are tools to your ascension, as Tony says.
It is so true. Jennifer, as a Taurus moon, I love Taurus suns. Let's see. Love the energy. Yes, thank you. Nora Jean, Aries sun, Leo moon, Sagittarius ascendant on a healing journey. Yes.
Beautiful. Right. Yes. I love those energies together.
Yes. Honey Healer says, literally was crying about what I'm experiencing as a Scorpio moon and rising.
So let's talk to this sister right here, because with you being a Scorpio moon and rising, this full moon energy, understand that this is in existence over the next week and a half. And I know what you're going through is very difficult, but do know that this process is only trying to shed a certain perception of reality that you have so that you can actually be more invigorated and more powerful. You are going through an ego death at this time. You're being called to let go of traumas, to let go of the past, to let go of certain ideologies that you have, a certain perception that you have. You're being called to get out of your own way at this time. You're being called to seek balance in your life and become more harmonious within yourself and within your life. You are dealing with a karmatic experience at this time, but be grateful that you're getting an opportunity to pay off those karmic debts so your slate can be clean. What I really want to encourage you to do right now, especially more than anything, is fast. Cut out especially sugar, any sweet foods. This is a time for you to wear white and to discontinue wearing black and red clothing at this time. This is a time for you to wash your hair and to get grounded. Speak to nature, speak to the tree, learn the wisdom of the tree of being still, connect to the plants that are outside that are around you, the butterflies and things of the sort, and drink lots of green juices and learn to forgive yourself, but also take accountability for the experiences that you're going through and see how you've been in this power struggle with yourself and have been magnetizing other people to you that have reflected this. This is a time to separate from certain family members, who may be controlling or who could be jealous or, just toxic in any way. And with you cutting them out, cutting the sugar out, cutting the unhealthy habits, the sabotaging emotions and all of those things, you're going to feel more invigorated and more empowered for yourself.
Awesome. So speaking of the karmic debt, Janelle asked, how do you know if you have karmic debt?
So most people have karmic debt.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Monisha.
Hey, Monisha. You're our favorite too.
I know. I love what you do, helping cleanse people internally from their colon. Thank you for your service, sis.
Yes. I enjoyed some colonics with Monisha when I was in California. It was great. The way she took care of me.
Yes. The way she walks you through the entire process. Absolutely. So how you know if you have karmic debt? Most people do have karmic debt. Okay, if you've done anything that could be betrayal, especially to the Scorpio rising that I was just speaking to, sometimes you have self-betrayal and self-sabotage. When you are betraying yourself and sabotaging yourself, you're creating karmic debt for yourself. When you have not listened to your intuition or walked in your higher path, you create karma for yourself. So if you've done any of those types of things, betrayed yourself, betrayed another person, caused harm to another in their lives and things of the sort, and not lived up to your like I mentioned, your highest self, your most quality version of yourself, you have accumulated a level of karmic debt. And it's so important. I love that we're talking about this. It's so important that we recognize relational karmic debt. I had to realize that my last relationship, although he accumulated so much karmic debt from that relationship, I did as well. And sometimes we could get so caught up in the toxicity of another person, like they were this and that and the third and blah, 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 blah. But I had to realize that in that relationship, even though I was his manifested karma because of what he did with other people, I took on his energy and I started to attract karma myself. And just because of how I treated that particular relationship, I accumulated karma. And I started to realize the other little stupid relationships that started to come up after that relationship were like the guys that were trying to get me back from that connection. But I'm so grateful and thankful that we have this full moon in Scorpio because it allows us to clear out debts, financial, as well as karmic debts, sexual debts, and all of those things so that we could be renewed and restored with the energy of the new moon in Taurus that's coming up on the 10th of the month.
Wow. Awesome. So we're going to take one last question. I see one just came up, but let's just comment on Honey Healer. She says, I love y'all. Thank you. My mother, yes, sending you love too. She says, thank you. My mother is no longer here and she's a Scorpio moon too. I feel I was led here to the two of you from her. Ashe.
Ashe. Wow. Ashe. So much light, love, and condolences to you. And that's the part of the separating from certain family. And, this is a time of mourning. We didn't even talk about how this time is about death. Scorpio definitely rules death and rebirth and transformation. So much light and love to you. So
yes. And so there was one question, and this is going to be the last question, then we're going to wrap it up. Samara, and I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Samara. She said Leo, Sun, Taurus, Moon, and Scorpio rising. Is there anything I should be more aware of during this time?
Yeah, so Leo Sun, Horizon, Scorpio, Taurus Moon, Scorpio Sun, Horizon. I kind of heard that. This time is affecting you in a greater way than most people. It is affecting your perceptions, things, calling for you to eliminate matters in regards to your own ego and sabotaging things that may come from your ego as well. This is also a time where matters in regards to your home are going to be eliminated. Also, there could be some mourning and things of the sort. There could be some sorting through certain emotions, taking care of certain debts in regards to your home, your living situation and environment, checking your documentation and paperwork in regards to manifesting a home and things like that. There could be births happening in your family around this particular time as well. There could be a releasing of a home. There could be a new home that is coming forward. I definitely see a move coming to you between the years of 2022 to 2023, and what you're experiencing right now could be clearing the path for that to be made manifest, but yeah, this particular full moon is shifting so much for you. And this is a time for you to really be valuing others that are in your life, really pouring that nurturing feminine energy into your family, into your close relationships. This is a time to be making more home cooked meals and connecting to your loved ones in a dynamic way and expressing to them and showing up for them emotionally in a way that you are letting them know how much they mean to you and how much you care for them and love them, and allowing yourself to be supported as well.
Thank you, guys. Listen. If you don't know Kateria, know if you're not following her on Instagram, follow her on Instagram. Go to her website. This is just really great information that you've been sharing and helping give feedback and advice. So go to her website, check out her school, book a reading. I have mine already set for Monday, and I want you to go ahead and just again, for those who just came on, I want you to, tell more about your work again. But let me just say real quick, be sure to give this a like, subscribe, check the notification bell so that you can receive messages for my upcoming lives and videos that I put out. If you enjoyed this, share it because someone will get something out of this. Okay. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me at Prandhara Prem _Tantra. And I have a sacred sexual empowerment workshop that's going on now on Tuesdays. It's on Tuesdays at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Hit me up if you're interested to become more sexually empowered. Again, our sexual energy is the most powerful energy, right? But but we have to learn how to manage it. We need to learn how to channel it and how to honor that energy, okay, through doing the healing work. I teach yoni massage, linga massage. I teach tantric breath work, movement, sound healing. So there's tons of things. Hit me up as well so that you can get information on what I have coming up. Again, IG, Prandhara Prem _Tantra, Twitter and Facebook are both Renee Adolphe. Patreon, /Prandhara Prem. My Patreon, I give information exclusively for Patreon members. I teach so many different things about Tantra. Tuesday, I have self-exploration Sundays, Monday meditations. So we're really getting in there. If you're on Clubhouse, follow me too at Prandhara Tantra. All right. So, Kateria, if you could tell us again what you have going on, how people can follow you, what you do.
Absolutely. So right now I finally have my astrology program out there. You can learn astrology on your own time with the quickness. I promise it won't take you more than 3 days to go through the information. And I give you information you're not going to find on Google when it comes to this science. I've been studying since I was 11 years old. I'm absolutely obsessed with this science. And I've been able to kind of break through some of my own knowings with the science with me studying it for as long as I have. I have the astrology program. It comes with a free ebook attached to it, a workbook that you can do, what are those called? Take a quiz and things of the sort. Very fun, interactive work. And also I do personal coaching. If you want to take your astrology knowledge to the next level, if you're an astrologist aiming to be an astrologer, I can even help you learn how to become a professional astrologer, all that good stuff. And I do readings. Book a reading with me. I do different types of readings. And when I read a person's chart, I don't read you just tropically. I look at 3-4 different systems. If you get my Supreme Deluxe Destiny reading, I'm looking at your chart in several different systems, not just one, as most astrologers do. I have a whole unique way of reading charts. So yeah, reach out to me. You could go to my website, astrologicschool.com. You could send me a message there. You could subscribe to my mailing list to know the different things that I have going on. You could check me out right here on YouTube, as well as Facebook and Instagram. You can, connect with me. And I tend to share different information on all my social platforms. So check me out to get a well-rounded updates of who I am and what I'm doing.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much. So I just want to say it was so great having you on here, Kateria. You are a wealth of information. It was great. I know that the people who ask questions appreciated, your answers. So, I just want to thank you. I'm so honored that you were able to come on here. So I switched my day from Wednesday to Thursday because I had to have Kateria on here. And I'm glad people were able to come on and watch this. So thank you so much, and love you. You're just a beam of light. Your energy is great. I love how you're just passionate about this. So, and I will see you on Monday. So have a wonderful weekend.
Hey, you too. Thank you so much for the opportunity once again. Beautiful. And I got some people coming your way. I'm going to be coming your way too to get some of that goodness when it comes to the opening sexual energy, because my sexual energy has been repressed for some years, and I'm finally, the universe is setting it free. So yeah, I love what you offer. I love what you have here. Thank you so much for being you.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, and that's the thing, and so majority of the women that I work with have some type of repression, trauma. And so the thing is, our bodies hold onto the cellular memory. The traumas stay in our cellular memory. The traumas, the repression, the blockages, and not only ours, but our parents, our grandparents, our ancestors. So we have to do the work. We have to do the work. And when you do the work of healing yourself, not only are you healing yourself, but you're healing the past generation and the future generation. So this work is vital. And when I work with Tantra, you're not going to see me doing these things, the naked pictures and all of that. Well, I did put up a naked picture right now, but you couldn't see anything. But every once in a while, I throw something up on Instagram. But, generally, I'm not just talking about like sex. I have my clients doing the work, and there's receipts. I've had clients come in and do lives with me and talk. So we're actually going in and doing that shadow work through breath work, through movement. We're releasing those traumas. And so I do a lot of times I have my clients just shake. And I'm like, I know it might look weird. Yes.
It feels so good.
Yes. So that's the thing. These are the things, like the base of what we need to do to start releasing those traumas. Even on my website, I do have a little audio meditation, shake it off, to just shake. And people love it because, when they're stressed and they're, so many things happen, or they had a breakup or whatever. It's just, they put it on and they just shake and they release. And everyone says they feel so lighter, like so much left their body, So, and that's part of the process. We have to do the work to heal and to be sexually empowered and be sexually free. And when I say sexually free, it doesn't mean having sex with whoever. It means
Right.
being conscious and being aware of your body, you know, and
Right.
so that you can make conscious choices. And a lot of this work with Tantra is about how to be present in your body, how to be
Right.
conscious of what you're saying, what you're doing, you
Mhm.
know? So,
Absolutely.
yes.
I love
Well,
that.
well, thank you again for your time. Thank you, everyone who came on and commented. Love you guys. Everyone have a good night and a wonderful rest of the week and weekend. Bye.
Absolutely.